I don't usually ask for the full title. I guess my middle name's always thrown in there, so that's good. But this is Gilded Hours, as you know, and I've read every poem in it, and there is something in it for everyone, and it's a great mix. And the span of age in it really doesn't matter, because some things don't change in people, so it's kind of universal. And just on a small plug for me, which I never do, I'm donating my latest copy of my book to the library, Ash and Rapture, so if you want to check it out, feel free. And I'm going to read 4 poems, which my group has heard, so if you want to zone out, you don't have to listen. And I'll conclude with a single line poem. The first one is entitled Ingrid. Hers was a quiet sorrow. She left before the wall was built. 4 decades later, she finds the years have made a foreigner of her. Her husband was mean. Her words, he is dead now. No children will mourn her. She has none to speak of. Shotzi died in her arms, and then there was the German shepherd. He crawled away to his cave beneath her husband's desk, closed his eyes, and left his pain behind for Ingrid to discover. Now we meet. I am driving the coach bus. She is waiting for the others to return. We visited Anderson's for lunch in the nursery of flowers. Ingrid is too tired to maintain a garden in this humid climate. The trees and songbirds hold her gaze. Her eyes are Alice blue. She is still on the surface, but impatience finds voice, and she is happy if the others are done early and we can go. She's lived someone else's life. She is attractive in spite of age and a mean husband. She kept something alive inside, but now it seems, she wonders, what was it all for? I don't ask if she is lonely. It would be like asking a sea star if it still feels the waves. She'd have gone back all those years ago, right away, if only. It is not resignation I see, nor bitterness. It is subtle, charming in its sorrow, like a rose that continues to bloom in spite of itself. She wears no thorns, but instead bears her regret. I start the engine, and a lifetime condensed into half an hour falls away. I am glad she retired to the bus early. Had she watched me walking into the sun, it was a nice change having someone to wait with, someone who knows silence. Profound sorrow allows no reply. I hope she realized my silence was understanding. I'm too young to hold her reflection in my face, and yet I do. It took a long way to get here. I'd have been good to you. The next piece is The Glade of Remembrance. Unto the glades of remembrance I descend. The malaise of inertia impeded, disrobes by degrees. How sharp the blades, cool in their prickling betrayal of all that was. Awake, awake. Rather a brooding melancholy sweep me up, and the head of 4 be furrowed in gloomy delight, than this stuffy vessel chained below deck, while life charges above, teeming with purpose. The ladder ascends, for I can only climb, standing now, encased by the well of longing. Up, up, up. The glade pricks my senses, a restless, impassioned spark. Kill the mundane. I turn onto my ribs, inhale the deep earth. Let me sleep, let me stay, let me dream. Soon I shall fly away. I used to be a terrible public speaker, and I still don't like it too much.
It's okay.
This one is entitled Ring Out the Years. Mop closets are always the most forgotten places. Dingy, dirty, overlooked. And those who enter them, day in and day out, how utterly awful. No trace of their life, only shiny floors, topped off soap dispensers, streakless mirrors, bleached commodes, closets opening onto stairways to nowhere. Somebody has to do it. But how unbearable. Knowing tomorrow the roll will run out and you're replaceable. Why didn't you shut the door just once and walk away? Now all you have are old hands, tired eyes, the endless nights, and that nagging disappointment. What was it all for? This one question, so familiar. Why did it never occur? All those years, it says something. You haven't forgotten. The mere fact that you have arrived to this point still asking is proof you were made for more. Far, far more. Now in your departure from old ways, endless service, do not retire. Do not recede to some quiet corner and finish out your days. No, fling the doors wide open, march through them and away. Walk tall, look near and wide, make it count for something. Polish yourself and not the stairs for once. Climb, climb, turn around and see you've only just begun. You are done with mop and pail. You almost let yourself fall into all the filthy days of toil. Wring out the years, dust the cobwebs of your hopes. You've got it now. You always did. Why did you wait so long? How smooth the arc of the heart's joy in being free. How fierce and painful. How long in coming. How true you are. And this next piece, it doesn't have a religious connotation. It is more a reference just to the appearance of Jesus. And it's entitled, Sleeping with Jesus. My roommate was Jesus, looked like Jesus. He'd come back from Iraq, seeking to make sense of the senseless. I'd never shared sleeping space before, not even as a kid with my sister. And here was a quiet man, Christ-like in image as ever you'd find. He perched like Buddha in his wooden chair. I stifled my breathing, too shy to even cough. Our beds 4 feet apart, complete strangers to one another. I thought of the woman I missed, but who no longer missed me. My roommate envisioned clear, open spaces. I remembered the body I loved. He thought of the lives that had been lost. I thought of the spirit that had died. I kept my word, but she... He turned off his lamp. His slippers shuffled. He slid into bed. Good night. Good night. A whisper of peace. How could he know, 4 feet away, I was still at war, while images of battle projected through his mind? We laid down, each with our own burden. Tomorrow I'd meet with my advisor. He'd come to my chest, a dwarf, not by genetics but circumstance. His legs never lengthened, and one was a club foot. He was Jewish, and he was gay. I thought these things were nothing compared to a shattered heart. I wept in silence and cried because I could not help crying. I knew the grief would not abide. It was my club foot. I yearned for the strength to endure and to become a tortured saint. My bedmate lay still. Even Jesus sleeps. I don't believe in religion, only souls. If anyone felt crucified, it was I. Even with my yogi roommate peacefully reposed, I felt alone. The blue shadows of dawn found me hollow, far away. In sleep, my heart was free, but here, I am captive of my mind. The cold, cold snow outside made me hunker down. In waking, I wished for the warm glow of sleep eternal. And as I said, my final piece, if I can read it, is a single line. It is, we know too much too late, and then